Like,
Oh, yeah, not good.
All right. We'll call this Winnebago County Board of Adjustments public hearing to order for March 1st, 2023. The one we review this evening is 8641 River Lane in the town of Wolf River. And I'll have the legal description read.
Legal description: being part of governing lot 3 of section 16, township 20 north, range 14 east, town of Wolf River, Winnebago County, Wisconsin.
We'll introduce ourselves. So I'm Greg Cargus from the town of Oshkosh.
Tom Tuschel, town of Emerald.
Tom Verstegen, town of Black Wolf.
A decision on your request will not be made this evening. It will be made next week, Thursday, which is March 9th. And we can call the zoning office anytime after 9 o'clock to find out what that decision is. If you do not agree with the decision, there's an appeal procedure. I'll have that read.
I'm Daniel Lefebvre, Assistant Zoning Administrator here with Winnebago County. The appeals process is as follows. An aggrieved person may appeal a final decision made by the Board of Adjustment by filing an appeal with a court of competent jurisdiction within 30 days of the final decision.
Anyone wishing to give testimony this evening will need to be sworn in prior to giving a testimony. And we'll only have one person speak at a time for clarity for our court reporter. So who would like to give testimony first this evening? Tell us what you'd like to do. Please come forward and get sworn in.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the statements you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
State your name and address.
Jim Taylor from Dable Engineering, 1164 Providence Terrace, in Nashua, Wisconsin.
All right, Jim, tell us what you are proposing.
So on behalf of my client, we are asking for a variance from the shoreline setback and the road setback. Currently, the parcel has 0 buildable feet of area. There's a 800 square foot 2-story building on the parcel right now that is not in decent shape. My client is asking for the variances to 31 feet from the ordinary high water mark. It's a navigable or classified as navigable stream, but it's a ditch basically, and then going into a swamp. The road right away is the current house is about 15 feet off the road right away. We're asking for 12 feet, which is the feet from it's 12 feet from the power lines basically also. And that's what I've always been told, that you need to stay away from the power lines when doing any project. So that's where that 12 feet came from. And then for floodplain zoning, because it is required that it's graded within 15 feet of the house, we can't grade into the right of way, so we're asking for that to be reduced to 12 also on that aspect.
Okay, is the high water mark, is that in the road right away? The way it looks on the survey?
The 75-foot setback from the ordinary high water mark is.
Yeah, okay.
There's an ordinary high water mark. I believe Daniel was out there and marked it for us. I don't remember the date exactly,
This
but
fall,
that's perfect.
Yeah.
it is a ditch.
Yeah.
on that one.
Is that ditch along the road?
You can't put a house.
Were they gonna keep their shed this on the property? You know, it's on the survey here. It didn't say-
It's on the survey. They were undecided if they were going to keep it or not. So I left it on there and didn't mark it as removed. The building that's there will be upon granting of the variance and designing of a new house will be torn down and replaced. They do own 2 lots on the other side of the road, but neither of those lots are buildable, leaving this basically the only area that they can build on.
How did you decide on the building location? With the aspect of how close to the road versus the back side?
So with the road, I held it 12 feet off the power lines. And which is also the property line. And because I've always been told by We Energies, don't go closer than 12 feet. Off the Creek, I went 31 feet because the client told me they wanted something a little wider than a double wide trailer. So that's how, right now it allows for, give me a second, about a 24 to 26 foot wide building. Because they don't want just a modular home on there.
Right. So the building is not yet designed.
Correct.
The squeeze from the water is the ditch only, not the Wolf River.
That is correct. As you can see on the map, and I don't know if you have a copy of it or not.
Yep.
The Wolf River is actually on the other side of the road and approximately 100 feet on the other side of the right of way.
If, again, if we were to potentially move the house back towards the ditch to eliminate one variance as far as the floodplain goes, would that be an issue?
No,
Because you already got 30 some feet on that.
yeah,
side.
right now I'm asking for 31 feet.
Yeah.
If we went closer,
28.
that would be fine.
I mean, I'm just throwing out options,
Yeah.
you know, just to eliminate another potential variance.
The reason I went the 31 is in discussions with Daniel, he was like, is there any way you can get it to 35? And I'm like, not really. So I tried to meet the happy medium between the two.
Were they gonna, I mean, you may not be able to answer tonight, but the proposed house, is it gonna have a garage with it, you know?
I can't answer that 100% right now. I think so, but I'm not 100% sure.
It'd be an attached garage, I would assume. Okay.
Is there sanitary service up there, or is it,
There's a,
tanks or?
I believe there's a manhole right in front of the existing building right now for the sewer system that's out there.
For the applicants, it seems to be a corporation rather than a person.
It is two brothers that own it in joint. They, I believe one's out in Colorado and the other one's in California.
Is one or the other going to be occupying this home?
I cannot answer that because they haven't, they're from their area from what I've been told. But they currently aren't living in this area. And I think I saw one pop on. So he could probably answer some of those questions if he comes back on.
So might this be being built as a spec home?
It is, from what I understand, it is not a spec home, it's for their, not to occupy it, but for their use when they come back to the area. That's what I understood.
I know Tom asked you about this, they don't have the water out there, it's all, it'd be a well.
That I don't know, I don't see it well on the current drawing.
No.
I think on the other lot, on the other side of the lake there is, but
A well.
yeah.
Yeah, they probably don't have water. Any other questions, Jim?
No.
Anything else? Give testimony for against request. Please come forward to the sworn.
Solemnly swear the statements you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
State your name and address.
Tom Morganroth, 12045 West Howard Avenue, Greenfield, Wisconsin.
What was your last name, sir?
Morganroth.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually, I own property down the ways from there.
Okay.
Okay, we got the letter to come here. My only concern is that these rules are put into place for a reason, especially now in this area, it's extremely wet. Extremely wet, anything you put anything in there, the water's gonna come by me, or he's right across the street. Especially him, and it's just, the reason these rules are in there are to prevent this stuff from happening. The house is a little bit run down, but so was mine, I had to do what I do, I wanted to build, I couldn't build or do anything, I couldn't ask for any more setbacks, I went to one of these meetings back in 2004. I'm in the floodplain where his actions are a little bit outside the floodplain, but we're talking feet. And my only concern is, he wants to do something too, I mean, he's disabled, he can't do anything, go out or anything like that to the size of the building. And it's just gonna make it worse for him, the more water there is over in that place there. And it's not, like I said, they don't live here, but they're just, it's a summer home, not even a summer home. The one guy never even been here. I met the other guy, super nice people, I'm not getting, not bad. I'm whatever happens as far as progression, but the rules are the rules. I mean, so if he gets a setback and I go back and get a setback now. Okay, can the other people down the road get setbacks? Can we fill this in so we can tear ours down and put a new one in there? This is a different situation down that road. It really is. I mean, we can't take on any more water. We're constantly dealing with it. You go there right now. You know, plus the river overflows, gives us water. You know, I'm mad, to tell you the truth, about the no wake. When they say no wake in spring, they let the fishermen go. I'll stand on my pier and I'm getting waves on my feet. No one will do anything about it. We have water issues there, and rules are rules. I know that, you know, you can change them, but I don't get it. I don't.
Would you know, as far as drainage goes, does drainage go towards? Which would be
The drainage
south,
goes down towards us. We're downriver.
and where are you in relation, so you to the,
I'm like 3 buildings down, 4 buildings down, south,
your south?
downriver, south. He is attached, I won't speak for him, but it is the attaching lot. We don't need a tablespoon more of dirt.
So you're on the river, correct?
I am on the river.
Okay, so you'd be,
Well,
as we're looking at the property, you'd be to the left, right?
I'm looking at the right here. Where's the
I mean,
river?
here's north is this way, I assume that's the
Yeah, where's the river?
river's right here.
The river's right there.
On the other side.
Oh, right here's the road. Where's he at?
Here's right here. So you're down this way.
Yeah, right here.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm right here.
okay, so you know, like the ditch that's along here now and the right of way, does that get pretty filled up?
Everything gets watered down. It's water.
Okay,
It's an old swamp.
Yeah.
Floodplain, it's
Yeah.
water.
okay, thank you.
You can come in the middle of summer after a rain. Actually, it seeps up from the ground.
People just get so saturated, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. The whole area is.
Would you show me on where you are in this map? Okay, so
Where I'm at?
yeah, so here's the, wow, we're talking about coming up. the road. Must be right. I think this is. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, because he owns. This is total swamp.
yeah, it's,
I mean, this is, you're not,
yeah,
you won't even walk in there.
Yeah.
Can't you shout it here? And this is the building in the town.
right. Gonna be right there.
Yep, and when. Then my problem is what's gonna be for the next guy. Next guy's gonna go, well, we gave him a variance. Then the next guy, he gave him a variance, next one over gonna be underwater, not more than that. The buildings are what they are, that's what they were when they built these places.
All right, thank you. Anyone else wishing to testify?
Can you just stand here?
Yeah, you can
That's
say,
fine, that's
yeah.
fine, yeah.
And you solemnly swear the statements you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
State your name and address.
Mark Carter, 8638 River Lane, Fremont, Wisconsin, 54940.
So what was your last name, Mark?
Carter,
Carter.
C-A-R-T.
Okay, thank you.
By him getting a variance, it's to build on where that old shack's at, right?
Correct.
So that'd be removed
Yes,
and something built there.
Right.
Isn't that wetland right behind there?
that I don't know.
Mapped wetland behind you.
On the other side of the navigable stream, there is wetland, yes.
So that stream like runs right through the wetland.
Correct.
I think you're just supposed to disturb wetland.
Well, the wetland is off their properties to the south. That area behind it to the south, that's wetland.
Their proposed building location is not within a mapped wetland.
Now, my house, I'm across the street. I can open my floor cover up and see the dirt. And I got a hole dug down in there. It's maybe 2 feet. And it fills full of water. I don't want no more water. I wanted to do some work to my place. And I kept getting to run around, I couldn't do nothing. We don't even have a bedroom. We had COVID, couldn't even quarantine. There's no bedroom. Our bedroom is in our living room. When we bought the place, we bought an extra lot thinking we could build. You can't do nothing down there. You couldn't. I don't see why you can now.
Do you guys, I don't remember when I was there. Do you have, is there a ditch along in front of your property also for drainage?
Not on mine.
No, you said just across the road.
Yeah. It's full of water all the time. I cut the grass, so I know.
So you're wanting, excuse me, you're wanting to renovate was within the last few years.
Pardon me?
You wanted to renovate sometime in the last few years?
Since 2013, I've been trying. They told me I couldn't even have a camper on the property and have people stay in it on a weekend. What kind of shit is that?
Well, it's different.
What do you mean that's different?
That's a zoning issue.
That's a zoning issue, not, that's not a new building.
Maybe respond a little bit. I do know there's a difference between the floodway and the floodplain, what can and can't be done. That's why the 2 lots on the other side of the road cannot be touched, because that's pretty much all in the floodway. And when I went to the town last Monday, they made it a point saying that all drainage had to go around to the back of the property, not towards the road ditches or anything, to try to get it away from the road and any issues there.
Okay, and that would be taken care of by
Erosion control.
erosion control as far as swales or this, that, and everything to
It'd
divert
be
the
tapered
water.
off,
Yeah.
yep, towards the back.
Yeah, that side of the road. The other side of the road from us. That whole side is full of water in the spring. You know, I mean. Full of water.
There is a pocket of wetlands to the east also, which we are staying well away from.
I'm talking into my driveway and stuff. All the way down to your house, it's
That's
water.
what I wanted. There's no. Only way you're gonna get dry is if you build up. So around that house, that property, that's. And not a building, use it, but it's all, he's just up right there. If you wanted to. Not get water come across the road, you'd have to put that down. Pitch it away to the back like you stated.
Well, that's what would need to be, that's what would happen.
Well, then you'd be heating underwater, because you can't go more,
Well,
you can't go 4 feet into the ground there without getting water. You try to put a post in 4 feet, 2, 3 feet, like you're saying, it's water.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna, there's just, it's just,
So any building that would be done there, like, Daniel said, any drainage would have to be going towards the south, towards the wetlands, not going towards the north.
well, I know what I'm saying is, we got roads here, the house is here. You have to sink the house down, and then there's just no way, because you're already 4 feet down, you go on the road, the house now is higher than the road. So to build, to get the water from the house to go the other way, you'd have to go below the road, correct?
Well, yeah, well, they would do a drainage plan. You would have swales or to divert the water back towards the wetlands. That'd have to be done.
I get it, I am just stating what I see,
Mhm.
okay? And if you go there and you look, the water, yeah. It's, I mean, he's like on an island, only with those trees built up.
Right.
So anything more built up is gonna make it worse for us. That's all I'm saying. When you got that drainage ditch, the water comes over. I mean, I see what you guys can see. So I don't know. So,
Well, I understand that, but like I said, any building is gonna be done on this lot, the water's gonna have to be diverted towards the south, not towards the north or the road. And that's gonna have to be done. Because we looked at it and we know, I mean, that's low out there.
sure.
We've seen it, and I understand entirely what you're saying, and we can't have water on anybody's property being diverted to somebody else's property. It's gotta be diverted away from either the river or into the stream or whatever. So I really don't think it's gonna, with the drainage plan, it's gonna alleviate any additional water coming from this particular site. You'd have to.
Okay, what
You
happened?
have to come forward
I'm
with
sorry.
this one in.
You write in. You solemnly swear the statements you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but.
Yes,
State your name and address.
Karen Carter, 8638 River Lane, Freeland, Wisconsin, 54945. Just an example on how bad water is there. I planted 2 trees. And my hole was filling up with water. So there's no way they're gonna be able to put a basement. Okay, well, he said they'd have to go down or whatever. But I really don't know how you're gonna build that back. Because the road is even, the water's even with the road now. So how are you, you guys would have to figure that out, but I don't think it would work. And if it did, let's say, okay, you got it all figured out. And next thing you know, we have a water problem because of that. What happens to us?
Well, that ditch that's there goes. I'm not talking the stream, you got the stream, the house, the ditch. That ditch goes the whole way. You put the tube underneath there, and then all of the extra water is gonna be in there. I don't, water's a.
That's what I was just wondering, what happens to us then if it does backfire?
It sounds like you already have water issues. The point of what the board is trying to talk about is to not increase your water issues. So
Right,
you could
but
still
what
be
happens
flooded.
if it does, is what I'm saying. Then what happens to us? What happens if something screws up and we get all this water coming by us that we did not expect?
The owners are still gonna have to meet our erosion control requirements. If not, there's penalties for the owners. So you are covered.
Okay,
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to put ditches and swales in to make sure that all either dumps towards the road in the ditches or it dumps towards the back rear lot line towards the ditch of wetland.
They should be around during the spring. You
Yeah.
just see how it is.
Well, the thing is with that.
I mean, there's no doubt you're within a floodplain, so it's wet regardless of who builds where.
I get that, but the thing is, we're asking for variances. That's, if it wasn't, you didn't have to ask for a variance, God bless you. You got the property, go, but you're asking for variances, and those variances are gonna affect us. I know you can put all this in there, all the, yeah, but it's all gonna be good, but it's not. If you can build something on what you got, cool, but my variances, I mean, that scares us, and come on, you all have one house, right? Same thing, right? Same thing. You got a house, use it. You wanna push everything around to change what's, the rules were there. Are there for a specific reason. Right, that's what the rules are there for, specific reasons. Re-energy's gotta be 12 feet, you know, that's, you know, you're not gonna go get a variance there. Parents from you guys.
And he did that. Live in because it was not that great. He redid his and went up. You know, he didn't go up or anything, but
Currently, the building that's there is about 800 square feet, two-story building.
right.
That's exactly what I have.
And that does not meet the minimum standards of the county. Right now, you have 1,000 square. To redo this building, they would have to get a variance no matter what. To build. And
But they're not gonna live in it. They're coming up to vacation. That's what you said.
I did not say that. I said I did not know what their.
Well, the point is.
I thought you
you'll
had
get,
said-
you'll get a lot of. You'll get experience to live in it, it has, I got one. And you're asking to change the law. You, this bought this 2 years ago. They knew going in that they couldn't do anything. And we're like, fine, I mean, we're good neighbors, I'm actually, I like the guys. I do, but you know, I'm having problems with, I couldn't do nothing, someone else couldn't do nothing, now we're gonna let them do something, and what they're doing is gonna totally affect.
Well, again,
That's,
there's I don't have the maps in front of me as far as floodplain and floodway goes, but there's a difference between floodway and flood.
Oh, absolutely, that's, yeah, that's
There's a big
100% with that, but that doesn't change the variances for their location. They're like a little peninsula with swamp all around.
Right.
You know, and they have a building, I mean, mine's 800 square feet, I got a bedroom in there, I got a little kitchen, they got a beautiful piece of property with the river, they got a pier. It's awesome, I wish I would have won. Looking back on it, but I didn't. But it's all, you know, that's all I'm, you know, rules are rules. And
I'd like to just close out by saying this lot's been in existence for quite some time, before the current zoning rules. That's why we're asking for the variance, because when this lot was created, these rules weren't in place. It could not be created today. The flood, we're in the flood plain, not the floodway. There, where we're asking for. The wetlands to the east are in the floodway, and the wetlands to the south are off the lot, as you had said, Steve, previously. But because this lot was pre-existing the zoning code, that's why we're asking for the variances.
Okay. Anyone else have any more comments?
no, I'm good, thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. Is there any staff report from anyone, DNR or town?
Yeah, we do have correspondence from the town of Wolf River. They recommended approval with conditions. The town findings were fits in with variances granted in neighboring properties, fits the town of Wolf River comp plan. And then their conditions, make sure drainage flows away from the road and back to the existing ditch behind the proposed new home. Dated the 20th of February and signed.
DNR?
Nothing from the DNR as of yet.
Okay. Again, depending on what we decide to do, you know, there would definitely be conditions attached to protect the surrounding neighbors as far as drainage goes, because, you know, we don't want their drainage going on and or destroying anybody else's property or harming anybody else's property. And there would be conditions attached to anything that we would decide to do, you know, for their protection.
Actually, Greg, there is something from the DNR here. It's just their general letter to look at each variance as a case by case basis and consider all criteria.
Who wrote it? Dale?
Floodplain would be Michelle Haas. She's taking the approach from the floodplain side of things. They didn't really weigh in on the shore yard side of things.
Any questions from Tom or Tom? Anyone else? Any comments? All right, thank you all for coming. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second. Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.